people, welcome back to the channel of BARNO. Of course, I hope you're doing really well. I'm ready to tune in to this video. Bit of a chill one in my room, little studio that's going on. Bit of a breakdown and a little bit of analysis and also predictions for the future. As by the title of this video, the future of Liverpool's defence. I mean, there is an awful lot to break down with the current situation. With the defensive line, it's going to be mainly the centre-backs because recently Liverpool, over the last year, have made two centre-back signings, which we're basically going to be talking about this whole video as if, are they the future of Liverpool's defence, or whether they will find success at Liverpool Football Club. So, as I always say, if you're new around here, like, comment and subscribe. Or if you're coming back to jump for another video, don't forget to drop a like, people. As I said, my main goal this year, which I will keep repeating because it's literally written down, I want 1,000 subs on YouTube this year, and we've just hit 384, 85-ish, so we're slowly growing. Also, on top of everything else, shout out to everyone who watched the most recent vlog, the Bristol City trip, a little bit of steak, a little bit of a crazy Friday night football EFL Championship under the lights. Fantastic game to watch for one team and one team only on that evening, but over 1,000 people actually went and watched it, which is actually mental. It's the first video on this channel that's done over 1,000 views, and loads of people really enjoyed it. So maybe further down the line, some further trips up north, because I mean, me being from Cornwall, even Devon's up north down here, as we always say, but further up the country, some more football games down the line, that's for sure. Premier League hopefully this year as well, on top of all the EFL Championship, League One, potentially League Two. I've not done League Two yet, so that'll be needs to be ticked off this year for sure as well. So apart from that, let's dive into this video and let's dive into the players that I think could be and make the future of Liverpool's defence. Diving straight into kind of like the centre-backs we have at Liverpool at the minute. Obviously we have Virgil van Dijk, who's been there for many years now, had a lot of success with Liverpool. Secondly, we have Ibrahim Konate. At the minute with Konate, there is a lot of talk whether he will sign a new deal at Liverpool. It's a little bit all up in the air at the minute. There's not been much talk of new contract extension coming in, so at the minute there's a potential that Konate could leave on a free at the end of this season, which would be a little bit of a pain because I think he has been fantastic for us over the years. This season, not at his best. I mean, he has a lot going on personally over the last few weeks, but the last sort of 3 to 4 weeks he has been colossal again in that Liverpool back line. So I'm kind of hoping we do keep Konate. I mean, obviously inconsistent at the start of this season, but the last few games he really is finding his colossal performances once again. He was brilliant against Sunderland the other night. And also we do have Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez is kind of like a veteran at Liverpool now. He's been there like 10 plus years. Never scored a goal, unfortunately. I'm still waiting for that day. But he does tend to run into a lot of injury problems. He's had a lot of big injuries within his career as well, which is really unfortunate because on his day he's a fantastic centre back, and he also has that bit of versatility where you can throw him in at right back as well and he'll play a really good job. Like 1v1 defending as a right back, he's fantastic at. It's one of his best attributes, I think, for Joe Gomez. But he's very injury prone, and also recently within the January window and even in the last of the summer window that's just gone, there was links of him leaving the club. I think AC Milan were hot on his heels potentially. Obviously, Joe has stayed. So that's kind of really it with the centre-backs we have at the minute. Well, 3 actual centre-backs. We do have Giovanni Leoni, the one that we did sign over the summer, which I'll break down later in the video. He's our 4th choice, or I say a 4th choice. He's also another option, but he is injured for a little while, so we won't probably see him until the end. Maybe the last few games of this current season, but he'll definitely be back for the next season that's coming up. So in between all of this, there was a lot of controversial signing within the end of the summer window. The big story was what Mark Gehey was going to do at the end of the summer window. Now, realistically, the Liverpool deal almost went through. £35 million is going to go to Liverpool. Absolutely brilliant. And last minute, on deadline day, that fell through like that. And it was a little bit... I was kind of gutted because everyone knows that Mark Gehey is a fantastic centre-back. Brilliant leadership. He's captain at Palace. Unbelievable ball-playing centre-back. And the fact of Oliver Glasner did not want him to leave the club, and it all fell through last minute. It was a little bit of a kick towards Liverpool. Whether if he did actually sign, that would have an effect on how well we have been in our defensive line this season, centre-backs wise, I don't really know, because you can procrastinate about it, but you can't really actually see it if it actually happens. See it until you believe it, sort of thing. So we didn't get Gehey, so we did only have limited options within centre-backs. So we have struggled a lot this season within the centre-backs because Virgil and Kai having to play a lot more minutes than normal, and we have had a lot of bad defensive errors, especially when trying to defend set pieces, etc, etc. So the January window did roll around. Now, whether we were going to sign a centre-back straight off the bat that would come straight into the team, I wasn't really too sure. It was kind of like the major key that we needed to do. So there wasn't really a lot of talk about it. And then all of a sudden, rumours come out about a young French defender called Jeremy Jacquet, who plays for Rennes in France. Now, at this time, I think Jeremy Jacquet had every single major club within Europe hot on his heels to get his signature. We was linked not very strongly at the current time, so I didn't really think we were going to get him because the price tag was very high. But also the fact that the links were with Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United, Bayern Munich, every big club within Europe basically wanted this lad's signature because clearly he is quite a youthful, young, talented European prospect that might have a successful career wherever he goes. Now, honestly, I don't really know too much about Jeremy Jacquet, or the fact that I know he only just plays for Rennes and he's more of a ball-playing centre-back that has confidence when he drives the ball forward. Now, he is only 20. So you have to remember, a 20-year-old centre-back that every other club wants, it kind of makes you think a little bit, he must be something special. So I did think there was a chance we were going to get him, but I just thought that the price tag, do you take the risk and bring him in? And I think that's what we did. Liverpool actually did sign Jeremy Jacquet, which kind of surprised me. £60 million though, which you should know, a few years ago we paid 72, 75 for Virgil van Dijk. But obviously price inflation within the football transfer market now is absolutely crazy. So it kind of makes sense, obviously, for what his price is now. So we have spent 60 million quid on him. Realistically, what I thought, if we did get Marc Guéhi, I don't think Jacquet would ever have been signed for Liverpool. Mind you, Jacquet has not joined Liverpool just yet. He will be coming in the summer as a new Liverpool player. I mean, as I said before, I don't know too much about the lad. It's one of them. We're taking a big risk on a young centre-back, but that could potentially replace Konate or Van Dijk within years to come. It's kind of like the risks you have to take with football. You have to buy these players, try and develop them, get under the right manager, bring their confidence up, and also bring their development up as well. Because also him being a young lad, he's still learning his trade as a 20-year-old centre-back. The thing that gives me a little bit of hope with Jeremy Jacquet is the fact he come from Stade Rennes. Obviously, if you don't know who Stade Rennes are, they are a French club. They're normally more of a, I would say, a top 6 French side. He's played 2,700 minutes underneath Rennes already, so he's got a lot of play time under his belt as it is. But the fact of what makes me more optimistic with him is how many good players Rennes do tend to churn out within that talent factory. Rafinha was one of them, Ousmane Dembele, Desire Doué, Edouard Mendy, Camavinga on top of this as well. So he seems to be one of the next ones that this Rennes talent factory just produced, and they end up being, you know, a world-class superstar or a brilliant, fantastic football player to watch. You just look at like the French aspect of it as well, as I said before. Camavinga, Doué, Dembele. Look at the careers that they're having now. Camavinga's at Real Madrid, Doué, Dembele, PSG, Doué hat-trick in a Champions League final. Different positions, I know, but it just gives you that optimistic that this lad might be the real deal coming into Liverpool. Thing is with him now is he did pick up an injury last weekend, which is kind of typical. The fact that we've just signed a centre-back a couple of weeks ago, got his signature, did a medical in Liverpool, went back to go play in Rennes, and he's picked up a shoulder injury. I thought it might be a couple of weeks, but turns out he's actually now out for the rest of the season. So not to say it's a bad thing, but a good thing, but the fact he won't be getting any more minutes on the Rennes, so we can't say pick up, for example, a horrific situation where he picked up an ACL injury within the last couple of games of the season. Then he comes to Liverpool and can't play for months on end. So it's kind of like the fact of it's good, but it's bad. But obviously, I kind of wanted to have some more minutes before he does sort of join the club within the summer. With Jeremy Jacquet coming in, I mean, I think his adaptation to the league will be good. He does seem to be quite physical on the ball. I mean, it's very easy to watch one of his compilations because people usually tend to, on Twitter or YouTube or whatever, they will put up like a 2-minute, 3-minute compilation of like his best parts of one game. Say he played against Racing Lens in France away or somebody, played like a half-decent game. They put his like 3-minute compilation of that. And it's kind of like, it's all well and good putting something like that out. I'd rather want to see what he does over 90 minutes. You know, in a defensive situation, when he's under pressure, what's his go-to skill? What's his go-to attribute that he's going to do when he tries to defend the ball? Like, what's his way of playing? because obviously he's going to be in a completely different system when he comes to Liverpool. Whether he's going to be under Arne Slot or potentially Xabi Alonso or whoever manages Liverpool next season, because that's still all up in the air at the minute. It'll be interesting to see. What gives me more optimism again is the fact that obviously he'll be learning off Virgil van Dijk and also one of his potential teammates for the national team at France, Ibrahim Konate, because I think Jacquet will probably be featured within the French World Cup team or the French national team before we even know of how talented this lad is supposed to be. So I think with Jacquet, I think it is going to be a good signing. I mean, obviously, once again, it's a lot of money that Liverpool have spent, because we've already spent a lot of money already over the last summer. So another 60 million quid, but at the minute you do have to start looking at bringing in future talents of who's going to replace Van Dijk and Konate, because Van Dijk, you know, 33, 34 now, Konate is like 26, even though Konate's still got a lot of his career left. You do have to start taking risks on replacing that pair, because they can't last forever, unfortunately, even though they've had some fantastic times down the years and brought me some brilliant memories of watching them. So that's kind of like one centre-back we have signed, which is Jeremy Jacquet. Now moving on, as I said earlier, I said our fourth choice centre-back, or another centre-back option we had, which is Giovanni Leoni, who we signed in the summer for £26 million from Parma. So Giovanni Leoni came in, I mean, 6'5", centre-half, so the lad's clearly got a lot of athleticism already. Quite tall, which is completely fine when we're trying to defend crosses and balls coming into the box from corners and long throw-ins, all of that good stuff at the minute. It'll be an interesting one with Leoni. I mean, the 80 minutes he played against Southampton in the cup match, I was very, very full of confidence in the lad. That lad did not seem shaken up playing his first game for Liverpool. He looked like he'd been there for a very, very long time. You'll get younger centre-halves that come in that are playing alongside a veteran centre-half, and when they get the ball given towards them, they tend to try and get out their feet a little bit quicker because they're not as confident on the ball as what other players can be at times. Watching Leoni, every time he picked up the ball, he didn't look like he was out of place, and he looked like he had all the confidence in the world. He'd literally pick up the ball, hold on to it, even just drive it into the midfield a little bit, then play a decent little 5-10 yard pass to try and drive us forward up into a final third or try and break a line. He's not one of these centre-halves that won't hold back. He's clearly got the confidence in him. Athleticism as well. He won a couple duels in that game, which I'm really kind of, you know, he looks good on the ball, strength-wise, physicality-wise. Obviously just come near the end where he took a horrible, horrible tackle and ended up doing probably one of the worst injuries in football, an ACL, which is basically an injury that just puts you out for months and months on end. But for 80 minutes of watching Leoni, I've got all the confidence that this lad is going to do so well at Liverpool within the future. Just the fact of just saying confidence. If he's a confident centre-half, I mean, it does tend to be the case. These Italian centre-halves, they do come in with a lot of confidence because Italian football tends to be quite defensive and a little bit slower pace compared to what the Premier League is. Fast pace, high intensity. I think he will get used to that eventually. Obviously, we're just kind of waiting for him to return from his ACL injury. He's recovering quite well at the minute, but I'm kind of hoping by the end of this season, there will be a couple games he does get back on the pitch and we get to see him again, because realistically, the lad is a good player. Italian journalists, when we actually signed Leoni, said it was more of a masterstroke and a master play of Liverpool actually got Leoni out of Italy and Serie A to come straight to an English league in the Premier League. Basically, from what I was reading, Leoni was never ever supposed to leave Italy. This was a lad who's supposed to move on from Parma and go to one of the big fish in Serie A. So you're talking Inter Milan, AC Milan, Juventus, Atalanta, Roma. One of the big teams, have a successful career there for years on end, and eventually within the national team, people were saying that he was the next future captain of the Italian national football team. Now, I know that's coming up from Italian journalists who will probably big him up a little bit because he's one of their own, sort of being Italian, but seeing reports like that does give me a lot of confidence that clearly this lad, one, is confident on the ball, physicality, athleticism is fantastic, but it's also showcasing the fact that he's clearly got leadership in him, but whether he's going to showcase that at Liverpool with the years to come, hopefully we will see that, because maybe Leoni could be a future captain. We don't know. The lad's only 19, as we said. He's a young centre-half learning his trade. But the fact, again, we're same with Jacquet coming in, you're going to be learning off Van Dijk and Konate, two fantastic centre-halves as they are at the minute, apart from this season where we've not been great as normal, but learning off of them and learning their trade genuinely with a talent pool of 4 centre-backs with Jacquet, Leoni, Van Dijk and Konate. Fingers crossed we'll have all of them next season. Our defensive line and the future of the defence does look bright. Obviously, within a minute, Van Dijk and Konate will leave, but having Leoni and Jacquet coming through, I think we're sorted. I know we have spent an awful lot of money. I mean, you're talking 80, 90 million pounds on 2 centre halves, which normally at that age you'd be playing academy level football or under 21s. It's a lot of money. As I said before, you take risks in football, and I think this is a big risk that Liverpool have taken with Richard Hughes and also Michael Edwards. But if they believe that these lads can be the future of the defence and they can spur them on, they can have a good, successful career at Liverpool, then absolutely go for it. As I said before, I've got faith in these two lads. I think they'll be fantastic. Next season will be crucial with how they get on within their sort of first season. Because I mean, look, Leoni played one game and unfortunately got injured. Jacquet obviously coming in the summer. So the next season will be crucial within their development and how much game time they actually get for Liverpool. The main question is, or a main question from someone called Joe on my TikTok, shout out Joe, he asked this question: who will be the better defender? Will it be Leoni or will it be Jacquet? And that's a difficult one to kind of like pick, really, because, you know, both playing in two different leagues of football. Jacquet from Ligue 1 in France, Leoni from Serie A in Italy. It's hard to tell because it's two different styles of play. But overall, I have watched Leoni play for 80 minutes. I haven't really watched much of Jeremy Jacquet. I've seen the little compilations, but I think Leoni really is the real deal centre-back. I know, obviously, we're still waiting for his injury to come back, which is looking like his recovery is going very, very well and successful at the minute. Just the fact he's 6'5", he's athletic, he looks confident, he's got that slight leadership skills that these Italian journalists were talking about. I genuinely think that Leoni will be a bright, bright talent and also have a fantastic career at Liverpool. I really hope he does win us some trophies. Potential future captain one day, who knows? But, you know, having a new centre-half coming in who could potentially rock the boat a little bit next season, and obviously will be taking over from either Konate or Van Dijk. It's exciting to see, but also you kind of do worry a little bit, thinking, you know, it's all new, but eventually someone does have to take that job and take up the role of being the new Liverpool centre-backs. But I think Leoni will have a better time at Liverpool than Jacquet will. I still think Jacquet will be good. He'll have some good games at Liverpool. I just think if Jacquet does start to perform at Liverpool and it does go well for him within the next 2-3 seasons, I feel like he would be the type of player that would move on. As in, like, a Real Madrid come calling, a Barcelona come calling. I think he'd be the type of player that would maybe go up to La Liga and go play there. I don't blame him. You know, when big La Liga clubs come calling for your name, like Madrid and Barcelona, it's hard not to go and play for those teams. You know, playing in sunny Spain every week in a decent football league. You can't fault it, but I feel like Jacquet, that would be the sort of thing he might potentially do. Who knows? You know, you can't predict the future in football, as I always say. But that's my kind of thoughts on, you know, the future of our defence, whether these two lads can actually hold up and have successful careers at Liverpool. It's going to be an interesting one to see. It makes next season very, very exciting because we don't still kind of know which manager they're actually going to be playing under or who the manager will be of Liverpool next season, because obviously everything going on with Slot at the minute, and whether Alonso's coming in or someone else will be coming in. We don't actually know, but apart from that, that probably will wrap up the video. So I've kind of hoped you enjoyed this sort of technical little bit of a chat breakdown of what I think these two lads will do when they do arrive at Liverpool. If you do enjoy these sort of videos, do let me know. I've done a couple before and a couple of people have really enjoyed them. Match day vlogs, I definitely will be going back out on the road within next month, next few weeks, that's for sure. Definitely need to go out, especially after the Bristol one, man. That was the best one we've done yet, so that needs to happen for sure. So as I always say, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I'll see you on another video very, very soon.